to the pineal gland?
Yes. Yes. There is a theory that inside the pineal gland there is an empty space, and that empty space is called Chidakas or heaven. And in that empty space or heaven there is a light, and that light is not physical light, that is the spiritual light. That is the light of the Atman. If you can see that, well, you are liberated. And inside that spiritual light, there is another light of total compassion, that is the light of God. If you can see that light, well, your body could be immortalized. We'll come to that. Any other questions, sir?
On the word of the quality of compassion and the liberation mortality. That why you take the value of compassion, it include all the qualities, then God include all the qualities. Why this value of compassion will give immortality and God is all the qualities? Understand my question?
Yeah. Yeah.
So, yeah.
I understand it correctly. Why the quality of compassion should give you immortality?
Yes, when God itself is all the qualities of love or whatever the quality is.
And what is God?
Yes, what is God?
What is God?
Is it an entity which is an entity or the existence itself?
Yes. Yes. God is he an individual being, or is he composed of all the beings? I already gave you an example. Who is Kuppusamy? Which cell? See, my name is Kuppusamy. And who is Kuppusamy? Which cell in my body can be called Kuppusamy? All the cells. How many cells are there? 100,000 crores of cells are in a human body. All the cells go to make my body. In the same way, what is God? The entire cosmos is God's body, and all the beings in His world, in His creation, we all go to make the Brahman, the greater being of God. Okay, and God, what is the function of God? Swami has discovered that as we are all sons and daughters of God, He is always giving His love to all of us. To all of us. What is He doing always? From where He got His powers? Out of this compassion. So, when you are doing the job of God Himself, you are made to rise to the level of God. That is why Christ says, all my Father's functions, all my Father's works, I am doing. That is why I claim to be God. Jesus was about to be stoned to death. They say, you are talking blasphemy. You are calling yourself God. People are going to stone Him to death. At that place in the Bible, if you read it correctly, Christ says, what my Father in heaven is doing, I am doing His works. What is that? He is giving help to all the people. He is making the blind people see. He is making the lame people walk. See, there were no legs for somebody, and He had His powers of creation. New legs were formed there. As though God were performing it. God was doing it through Christ, because Christ was all total compassion towards all beings. So, God is compared with absolute consciousness. Absolute consciousness is compared with total compassion. That is why even Buddha was very particular about two things. You can have nirvana, you can attain nirvana with two things. What is that? Mahaprajna and Mahakarunya. Mahaprajna means absolute consciousness. Mahakarunya means total compassion. Either the Buddha or the Christ or Swami Ramalinga, all these great world teachers have always equated compassion, total compassion, with God Himself, because they have ultimately understood the nature of God Himself. Any other questions, sir?
Just last question. What Sanskrit word you will give for consciousness in English? What it will be for in Sanskrit? What name you will use for consciousness?
Consciousness.
Yes. In Sanskrit, which word you will use? In Sanskrit, what word you will use to describe consciousness?
Prajna.
Prajna. That is consciousness.
Prajna. Yeah, consciousness. Prajna. No. Any other? Yeah.
When you were talking about keeping our awareness in the higher chakras and not the lower 5. But the heart chakra is lower than the neck, as you were talking about.
It's a common question. You see, in the Gita, it is stated that this place is called Trikut, Kutastha. Atman is called Kutastha. This place is called Trikut. But some people interpret it as the heart. And some people say the heart is not on the left side, the spiritual heart is at the right side of your body. But according to the Siddha tradition, even your heart is this place. So no confusion about that. You should be very certain about that. When you go to your father and kisses his ring, how to bless you? He puts a cross on your. This is the place of God. Even in China, the Chinese Taoist masters say this is the sacred square inch. Where is it? Sacred square inch, which means the temple of God. This place is the temple of God. And how to?
Yes, why do you put a physical place for God? You say it's here.
It's a good question.
Good question. Soul and mind out have no place.
That is the unique. Yeah, it's a question.
It's like a symbol of what you say.
It is not a symbol. It is a symbol as well as truth.
But it's not real. In reality, you are beyond the body.
Yes.
There is no localization.
Yes.
Like in a room or in a, it's only image, picture.
Okay. I'll tell you. Yes. Why is this place, particularly this mount, is supposed to be sacred? God is sacredness. He is everywhere. But this place, this mountain at Tiruvannamalai is supposed to be a sacred mountain of God. Why? See, unless you are given a location, you are not able to understand certain things. If you understand God as beyond space and time, well and good. But if you need some particular symbol through which you can understand God, you must have a locality. And moreover, you are given human body. What is the unique feature of the human body? What is the characteristic of the human body? This human body is compared to the mini cosmos. All over the world, thrice great Hermes, god of the Egyptians and the Greeks, has got the 12 laws on the emerald tablet. The very first rule tells you above, so below. As above, so below. And God has created macrocosmos, and the macrocosmos is reflected in the human body microcosmos. So whatever there is in the universe, it is already contained in the human body. So there must be a place in the human body where God dwells. There must be a place. Even if you go to a temple, you don't worship all the stones. You go to the Muladhara, you go to the Sanctum Sanctorum. Why? Why you are not worshipping the Muladhara but this thing, the higher Muladhara, Ajna Chakra and Round Chakra? Because you have to start at a place, you have to ascend the steps. We are at the 6th level, and from the 6th level you have to go to the 10th degree of consciousness. So, inside the human body, all these things are given exact detail. That is the beauty of the human body. We are being blessed with a human body. That is why in the Hindu Shastras it is said that even if the gods want to attain moksha or liberation, they are to be born as human beings. Not being an Indra or Varna, he can directly ascend the level of moksha. No, it is not possible. He has to be born as a human being. He has to have this human body, which is a miniature cosmos, and then only he can reach this place of moksha here, the place of liberation. What is that place? It is called Chidambaram. Chidambaram. If any of you has not gone to, how many of you have gone to Chidambaram? Chidambaram temple. Please, if any one of you has not seen that place, please see that, and after seeing that, we should go to Vadalur. These two temples are architectures of wisdom. They convey a wisdom, rare spiritual wisdom in the form of architecture. The Sidambaram temple and the Vallalar temple. These two things contain the ultimate spiritual philosophy in the form of architecture. I'll explain it later. Any other questions, sir? Shall we go to lunch? Thank you. Arupperundori, Arupperundori. Yes, you can also say that. Arupperundori, 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 Arupperundori. Simply I'll explain the meaning of this Maha Mantra given by Swami Ramalinga. Jyoti means light. Perum Jyoti means vast light. And Arul means grace. So God is redefined here as vast grace light. Vast grace light, vast grace light. We adore thee for your compassion. Tani Perum Karunai. What is creation? What is creation? But for creation, we will not be enjoying all these things. So we are thanking God for His great boon of this creation. We are thanking for that. That is the meaning of this Maha Mantra. Arupperundori, Arupperundori, Tani Perum Karunai.